Okay, you just started to learn sourdough, and everyone keeps talking about peak to peak feeds with your sourdough starter, and you're not quite sure what that looks like. So here am I to teach you my ways. This is how you're going to read your sourdough starter and learn when it's about to get peak, when it's growing, when it's doing all the things, and then when it has hit the peak and starts to fall, and it's time to feed. All right, as you can see in that last photo, it has like more than doubled in size. So that rule of thumb of like, oh, when it has doubled in size, that's when you can start baking. That's when you can feed it again. You gotta get no, because sometimes the gas is still working its way through and it's still going to grow. And the whole point of getting to peak is using the maximum amount of gas that you have created in that little jar of yours, you know, the little microbiome of yeast. All right, the top of it, you want it to look like the moon. It reminds me of the moon. I don't know why I'm a weirdo. We know this, okay? But it's going to look like the moon. You're going to start seeing the bubbles. The bubbles are going to remind you of a jacuzzi, all of the things. It's going to be a nice dome as well. Let me show you what the dome is going to look like. All right, this photo isn't doing its justice on the dome, but if you are looking at your sourdough starter as it's really starting to build up that gas, you will see a dome. It's going to be really smooth like you see here. All of the things, it's going to really start activating the bubbles on top of the surface. Maybe this photo will do a little bit more justice, but basically you're going to see the center of it being higher than what is on the wall, if that makes any sense. But okay, that's what it looks like when it's about to peak. But what are we looking for when it peaks? It's really going to start looking like the moon when it starts to peak. As you can see, it's starting to cave in the center. The bubbles on the top are popping and locking. And from the side view, you will see how it will kind of be pulling from the walls and all of that. But also, I want you to be paying attention to the bubbles on the side of the wall. You're going to really see them really more profound. And that's what you're looking for. That's what you want to bake with. That's what you want to keep your starter strong. All right, so like I have said, we are going to go on a whole sourdough journey. I am going to be teaching you all of my ways, what I have done wrong and what I am doing right. And I am not gatekeeping over here, so you want to hit the follow button. And I hope this video really helped you understand the peak and all of that. If you want more questions on peaks and all of that, let me know.